the idea of how to configure the Spring Boot using Maven. So we will go creating a Spring Boot project using SDS and using the Maven project using SDS. Step by step, open the Spring Tool Suite SDS. Then step 2, SDS. Not SDS. Okay, then File menu, New Maven project. Click on the File, New Maven project. Now we'll see the second steps. After click the step, you have to put a new Maven project. Click the next button. Now I will select next button. So it will give Maven project archetype. Archetype is will be give. We have to select the quick start. Quick start. Archetype quick start. Already default is selected. Next. Shadow. Click next. Then you have to give artifact ID and a group ID. I will give com.xml. This is a Spring Boot. Artifact ID I will give the Spring Boot example. So we selected this one, and the step 4 is giving the group ID. Group ID will be this one, and the artifact ID is the Spring Boot. Then click finish. So it is finished. Then what is the next step? If I click finish button, I given the information. If I click the finish button, so it will ask when we click the finish button, it will show the below screens. It will give what are the group ID, what are the artifact ID and the versions. You have to put, it has to generate the packages. Then you have to put yes. It will show here, you have to put yes. I have created the yes button. Then it will create a folder called Spring Boot. This is the name we given. If you are selecting yes, it will build a success. It will show build a success. Okay, next it will create the project directory. It will have, it is giving the Spring Boot as well as com.example.springboot, app.java, and this is app test. So we can able to easily do the app application as well as test application. Just to open this file, I have opened the app.java. Just click on this file. It will give the default code. It will give the default code. That is why I explained here project directory app.java. Here app.java and created this like this. Okay. Now see this com.example Spring Boot. It is giving a Spring Boot. Now right click on the Spring Boot, run as Java application. Hello world. It's building the hello world. So we can do the testing also. Right click and JUnit. So it's matching. So it is not giving error. So testing also done. And if I go there, so this is a app test.java file, and this is the execute the file. Then we got the hello world. We got the hello world. Right. Now we'll see our form file. We'll see our form file. This is form.xml. We see form file. It is generated whatever minimum able to generate. Once create the Maven scripts, it will create it. Okay. Now this is a dependency. Only JUnit dependency is there. We need to add rest of the dependencies. What are the dependencies we need to add? This is the Maven form.xml file which contains the default configuration. We call it as the contains the default configurations. Okay. Now this is the one. Now we need to edit this file by just adding. We have to mention that Java version using 1.8. So just I will take this the code and I will paste it in the properties tag. So this will give all your server, everything will be run properly. Otherwise, it won't give. It will give some errors when running the Java application. To make sure to make a Spring Boot project configured by adding. Now we need to convert. This is a Spring Boot project. How to add? There is a dependency. This is called Spring Boot starter parent dependency in the XML file. Parent is used to declare that our project is a child to this project is parent project. Our project is a child to this project. How we display dependencies? Group ID org dot spring framework dot boot spring hyphen boot hyphen starter hyphen parent and some versions, whatever the versions, recent versions, you can put the recent version and select this data dependencies. Just there is a dependencies. Under the dependencies, this is the dependency. Paste here. Before that, if I open my Maven dependencies, it is giving JUnit. Now, if I added this one, just I will save this. It is running here. Okay. Now saved this. Now we need to add, this is a starter project, starter parent project. Now we need to add a Spring Boot starter web. Just this is the dependency. Group ID is like same. R dot spring framework dot boot spring hyphen boot hyphen starter hyphen web. This is the representing for the Spring Boot. This is the web dependencies. Just copy, paste it here, save this. If I added this, it is automatically brings all jar files related to the Spring. So it will have a template, login, JSON, all the files will be there. Okay, extended. This is the directory structure for the. This is the dependency. This is the dependency option. Every files will be there. Now our next step is we added, and then now it is looks like our dependency like this JUnit and the Java dot version and the Spring Boot and the parent and the web. All we added. Now everything is set. We need to create a Spring Boot class. We need to create a Spring Boot class. Go there in our window. In this app, wherever is this is your my src main slash java. Right click new class. The new class. What is the name? I like to give Spring Boot CLS. Spring Boot CLS. So it is there in the com dot example dot Spring Boot. Now I will paste it here. Okay. You should not put a space. Just leave this and put a finish. So it is created. Now we need to create a Spring Boot code programs. Okay, this is what this instruction. After creating this class, call the static method run of the Spring application class. With the following code, we are calling the run method and passing the class name as the argument. This is the Spring application dot run. This is the calling for applications, Spring applications. These are already defined class and methods. It's called the class as well as arguments. Okay. Now annotate the class by adding the annotations. What are the annotations? Spring Boot application. The Spring Boot application, it covers enabled auto configurations at a component scan at a configurations. What is that? A single at a Spring Boot application annotation used to enable the following annotations. What are the annotations? Enable auto configuration. It enables Spring Boot auto configuration mechanisms. Okay, and a component scan. It scans the packages where the application is located. Next, configuration. It allows the register extra beans in the context or import additional configuration classes. When we are doing multiple exercise, we can able to understand all these configurations. Okay, now just it is for just to explain. This is for just executing our Spring application. This is the main class. We'll do this. What are these? Sir? These are the imported libraries. There is a jar files r dot spring framework dot spring application auto configuration. This we have to implement, and we have to mention that this class is the Spring Boot application by the annotations. Then there is a Spring application dot run dot class dot comma arguments. Okay, this is first steps we have configured our Spring applications. Next, run this. Right click, run Java applications. Okay, so it is running. So So it means it is checking for standalone application as well as the web applications. See there, now I am not configured any Timecast server, it automatically configured. So our Timecast server is ready and the Spring Boot applications also ready. I can print any messages here. We'll try. We'll try. EST test semicolon. We'll try. Save this. Right click on. This is coming. And your Spring Boot application is also running now. Web server is failed to start because of already is run. So just I will stop this web server. Then I will execute again. So my message will print. Message is printing. Then your Spring application also started. If I see our screens, so it is giving Timecast server starts and start the Spring Boot in the that 20 seconds. It will show your seconds as well as this one. So how will you know that our Timecast server is running? If you go there, right click, right, it is showing that 4.8 seconds. Seconds is text and the JVM running 5.84. How will you know that this our Timecast server is running? Just to go to your Chrome browser, Chrome browser, put localhost 8080. This is the server port configured. So it is giving a messages because but we are not configured it. This means this is working fine. The status is no message available. It's unexpected. The expected mapping for a box. So otherwise, this is the way the first steps for configuring your Spring Boot applications. Um, for Spring Boot applications. That's it.